popularly known for the Anandam lifestyle, is a 15 times best-selling author, happiness and self-transformational coach, and a spiritual guide. She is the former CEO from biotech industry and founder of the non-profit organization Path to Anandam. For over 35 years, Satya has been unfolding her understanding of higher consciousness and supreme health and happiness through meditations and studying the Bhagavad Gita. For 25 enriching years, she has been teaching how to attain eternal happiness and peace within and how to reach your unlimited potential by raising your conscious level through the ultimate union of body, mind, and soul. She bridges science, spirituality, and practicality with easy, simple, yet very effective techniques and practices. Satya has coached and trained thousands of people on radio and TV at universities and organizations, also entrepreneurs, CEOs, managers, and families worldwide. Now make some noise for her.
Jai Shri Krishna.
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 ये जय श्री कृष्णा जो है, this is not coming from me. It is coming from our Guru, Hari Harji Maharaj. This is his style, and I adopted it, and I follow it. So before I start, let's all sit straight and recite Om 3 times together. Take a deep breath. So by reciting together creates the powerful energy collectively here. And we also bring our mind right wherever we are sitting. I know we had just had a breakfast, we had a tea, coffee, and conversation, and our mind might be reflecting back on those. By reciting Om, please make sure your mind is back wherever you are sitting right now. And I want to thank you very much for Pradeep ji for inviting, putting this conference together. Wonderful energy. Don't look at the number of people. Sometimes we think, oh, this is only 100 people, 50 people. Doesn't matter. There were thousands of people in Kurukshetra. Only Arjuna was the honored, fortunate one. So all of you are chosen by Lord Krishna to be here. So be happy wherever you are. And as the title of the conference, Roadmap, and beautiful presentation by our previous speakers. The importance of Bhagavad Gita, the practicality of Bhagavad Gita, the purpose. And I, being a scientist myself, and I was an applied science scientist, to me, everything is abstract. Unless I can bring it in my daily life, I can practice it, then I can preach it. Otherwise, I will be just speaking the language, just the knowledge, from the worldly one of the book, Bhagavad Gita. But when it comes in the body, how many people do not understand Hindi? Because I like to use some of the Hindi phrases here.
Please do so.
I call it Bhagavad Gita must be. When I am walking Bhagavad Gita, I am talking Bhagavad Gita, and when Bhagavad Gita, when people look at us, and they say, yeah, ये तो गीता के पढ़ने वालों हैं. These are the Gita people. That's what our aura, that's what our action, that's what our reflection should be speaking Gita, not just speaking on the stages or to the people. Our action, our behavior should be the Bhagavad Gita preachings. So, the topic of my talk is today, prosperity forever. We all want to be prosperous. Who does not want to be prosperous? But I have added one more thing to here, because prosperity has a little bit negative connotation. People just think that your bank accounts, your big mansions, the places you live, the cars you drive. But here we are talking about more than that. And why I brought that? Because we had a Gita Conference about 3 years ago. And the theme was, again, is Gita for me? Is Gita for modern people? Because it was in Silicon Valley and their CEOs and the university people, and Stanford University is right there. So I had to be tailored the conference according to the needs of that area. And many people ask, is Gita for me? And I say yes. And that's what I chose that title, and that's what I'm going to speak about it. But before I get into that, I'm going to basically talk about what is everlasting prosperity is, and how to attain it, what are our barriers, and then few steps, and we will do a little 3 minutes meditation just to absorb whatever I speak about. But I'm going to ask you a question, which is not just a question here, but when it comes to prosperity, what do you think? Because this data, this was just only a few weeks ago. I saw it on Bloomberg, and I thought that would be interesting to present here. Out of 100%, some people talk about money, some people talk about whatever they can buy, but surprisingly, 70% of the people were beyond just the money and the dollars and the possessions. And that's what we are going to talk about, because that's what Gita talks about it. What is everlasting prosperity? Lord Krishna, when he finished, when Arjuna's and Lord Krishna's talk was finished, then at the end, what does Sanjay say? Yatra Yogeshwara Krishna, Yatra Partho Dhanurdhara, Tatra Shri Vijay Bhutir Dhruva Nitir Matik Mama. Wherever there is a Lord Krishna and the follower after his advice, the Bhagavad Gita, there is always going to be prosperity. So, Gita actually teaches us how to be prosperous. So it's not Gita just for the old times 500 years ago. Gita is today. Not only it solves our daily problems, but it makes us to live fully in our potential and be prosperous. So what is a prosperity? More than money, health, wealth, and wisdom is our prosperity, your prosperity. Our self-satisfaction is our prosperity. self-contentment, our relationship. If we have everything, big homes, big everything, because as I said, I come from a Silicon Valley and I see all those things a lot. But at the same time, I see a lot of problems. So when mainly the problems are on the relationships. So if the relationship is not good, how could you be happy? So the good relationship is our prosperity. And more or so, our attitude. And being a prosperous, being abundant is our birthright, isn't it? That's our eternal nature. Ultimate prosperity is everlasting happiness, peace, anandam. And that's our birthright. So our real prosperity is our inner happiness, peace, anandam. So if that is the case, then why can't we feel it all the time? That's our birth nature. That's in our DNA. Every cell of our body. We should be enjoying, dancing with happiness. Right? Then what happens? Do our DNA get mutants? That's the question we ask ourselves. But Gita explains this so beautifully, that what are the causes? Our own barriers. I call it 5+2 enemies. And where they come from? Is it okay if I just recite little Gita Sanskrit verses? Dhyayato Vishyan Punsa Sangasteshu Upajayate Sanga Sanjayate Kama Kama Krodho Vijayate Krodha Bhavati Sammoha Sammoha Smriti Vibrama Smriti Bransha Dukti Nasha Buddhi Nasha Pranshati. Where does these barriers come from? We talked about mind. Whatever we think, we speak. Whatever we speak, we do. This is how our action, cause and effect keep going on and on and on. And then that becomes our luck, our destiny. This is what Gita talks about it. So from there, our barriers are, now look at it. Why don't we feel the prosperous? As you heard before, when we were growing up, you are not good enough. You have this problem. Our parents even tell us, study more, work hard. All those things we heard about it from previous speakers. And we get some self-programming in our mind. Our subconscious mind has that baggage that we are not that good. Or sometimes when we think about something else, I want to get a Ferrari. I couldn't afford it. But somebody else who did not deserve got it. Now what does that mean? Now how am I feeling at that point? Angry, upset, and jealous. All these things are coming from, I thought about Ferrari, I thought about it, now I want it, now I didn't get it, so I am upset, I am jealous. All these things are going on and on and on. And whatever I have, I'm not enjoying anymore because my mind is on the Ferrari. And this is what happens to all of us. Tell me if any one of you have not experienced jealousy, anger. Raise your hands. Kama, krodh, desires. That's why Gita says, Vihaya kaman sarvan. You know, I'm not going to talk too many about Sanskrit verses, but I'm just referring to that this is what the causes are. Now, let me ask you a question, and you have a notebook. I'm going to give you 20 seconds. Write down your barriers. Just make it 20 seconds, the list real quickly. What is preventing you to feel prosperous, abundant, happiness at this moment? Or what do you think you wish it was different? Just 30 seconds, 20 seconds. Just make a list of it. Are they your attachment? your desires, anger, arrogancy, greed somewhere, or negative attitude, or somewhere jealousy. Because Swami Chidananji says, the real war, the Kurukshetra, is within us. So those barriers are the ones which are preventing us to feel happy and prosperous. So how to become prosperous? As I mentioned before, just follow Bhagavad Gita's advice. Wherever there is Lord Krishna and Arjuna, there is always going to be prosperity, name and fame. So just follow the advice of Bhagavad Gita. So what is Bhagavad Gita? Bhagavad Gita, we talked about many things. What is Bhagavad Gita to me? And this is Hariharji Maharaj has taught me. And he says, Gita is a step-by-step spiritual and practical guide. I'm talking about practicality here. Operating our life righteously. It teaches us how to change every action, karma, into dharma. Fulfill our responsibilities, duties righteously, and attain eternal happiness, peace, ananda. To me, it's a code of ethics, do's and don'ts. And why I say that? Because one of my book, my question and God's answers, which is about the Bhagavad Gita, has been used in the University of Berkeley, and they used it in the undergraduate class course of ethics. So from there, I thought that's a good idea. So I'm going to speak about 5 steps, and here what dharma is, how we transform ourselves, and how we do our action, our responsibilities righteously. So 5 steps, which is the art of work, and basically converting our action into dharma, karma into dharma. Know our duty. What is our duty? What is our responsibility? Have a good company, work righteously as a puja, that's the art of work. Take care of yourself, as we already heard that, doing some spiritual practices, asanas, pranayama, meditation, and do your best and leave the rest. Hari kare sukh hari. And then our luck, our life, whatever we do in our life, it becomes our luck. If we follow this, karma, dharma takes us. So, in simple, karma makes our kismat. So how we perform it? So step number 1, karma and dharma. Basically, there are 2 fields of action. Dharma kshetra, kurukshetra, samveta yuyusva. But every action, Kurukshetra, needs to be converted into Dharma Kshetra. Karma is, and what I mean by karma, what we are doing, action. I'm speaking. That's my karma. But what am I speaking? It's my responsibility on this stage to make sure that every moment I am delivering Lord Krishna's message in such a way where this is truly my humble message, and I have to put my ego down, that I'm speaking to promote myself. No, I'm giving, that's my dharma. So any action we do, we must turn into dharma. So then question comes many times, it's very confusing, what is karma, what is dharma? Many times we get confused. So, karma, as I said, it's a regular action. But there is other than dharma, which is adharma. The action which is basically we forbidden, we should not be doing it. And then dharma. Now, dharma comes with a pure action, with a pure heart. And I used to ask Guruji. Guruji always used to say, "Beta, अच्छा काम करो, अच्छा काम करो, dharma पालन करो." And I used to ask, Guruji, you always said dharma karo, what is dharma? And he gave me such a nice answer. He said, respect others. That is your dharma. Use the resources which are given to you for yourself, but make sure you are not overusing it. Not using water too much, not using your natural resources. Whatever is, be conscious about that. दूसरे की सोचो, बांटो. Don't just gobble everything yourself. So, respecting others is our dharma. Speaking nicely to other people is our dharma. So in simple, I put it, what is dharma? Duty. D stands for duty. H stands for humanity. Sarva bhut hitarata. We will talk about it a little bit later. A, anxiety free, righteousness, moksha, mukti, ananda. So karma, which is done with from the bottom of your hearts, with sincerity, for the benefit of all, sarva bhut hitarata, skillfully, that is dharma. This is how we perform our art of action. So, but when it comes to the duty, it becomes very confusing. As I said before, what is my duty, what is my dharma, what is karma? We all have a different karma. As a student, you have a different responsibility. As a housewife, you have a different responsibility. As a CEO, you have a different responsibility. As an acharya, you have a different responsibility. We all have different responsibilities. But when we do it from the heart, whatever is from this, performing the worldly duties from our heart for the benefit of all, putting our ego down and connecting with that, whatever you do the best of the best. That is our performing our dharma. So if I'm a student, I have to pay full attention to my studies. When I was giving a talk in UC Berkeley, they asked me, I'm a student, I cannot do seva. I say, your duty is to study. Respect your teacher, respect the governance of the university and study. That is, do the best of the best in your school. That is your responsibility. Whatever our prescribed responsibility is, to me, that is my dharma. And when we do everything, we put our heart into it, and we put all those features into it, then this little dharma, Arjuna's he wanted to run away to Himalayas to do the meditation. And Lord Krishna says, no, your duty is right now to protect the society. So wherever we are, we don't have to run away from that situation. We have to perform our duty the best. So what is my duty? Being in peace and making this world a peaceful place to live, not just for us, but for our children, for our future generation. So today, tomorrow, and forever. That's what our responsibility is. The step 2, have a good company. Arjuna could have been lost at that time if Lord Krishna wasn't there with him. We feel the same way. And that's where he humbly asked, Karpanya dosho path swabhava, pachami tam dharma samurcheta, yachasai syani nichitam bruhi tanme, shishyaste ham shadi mam tam prapanya. We all get confused. But we must have a good company in our life. Good company doesn't mean that we have to have a guru who is in the orange robes or anything. Whoever is the expert, we must also know how to ask for advice. We have to be humble. We have to listen to them. That's where, and also, the biggest thing Arjuna was aware of his situation. He was awake. So living in awareness at the moment I company is also what you watch on Netflix. Okay? Good company is what programs you eat. Goodness means sattvic. That's what the English translation is. Sattvic. So whatever is the good, we must follow that. So good company, what we eat, that's also a company. Whatever good thoughts, whatever goes in this body and our surroundings, that's our company. So we should pay attention to it. Whatever goes in our mouth, whatever goes in our eyes, whatever, it is all good company. And how to ask advice? Be humble. And also, if somebody asks you for advice, if you qualify, give the advice. Otherwise, don't just give the advice. Many times, we do not have gurus around us, but if we are connected, if we study Bhagavad Gita and if we are connected, your intuitions will speak to you and it will answer to you. But we should ask our questions, so we should live in awareness. So develop awareness and ask the questions. Awareness is the key to righteous action. Why am I doing it? Will this lead me to prosperity, fulfill the purpose of my life, to experience my ultimate potential of everlasting, eternal happiness, peace, anandam? Will this action increase my ego, attachment, greed, desires? Am I doing it for name and fame? Will it calm my mind or disturb it? Will it enhance my eternal prosperity, happiness, peace, or disturb me more? If answer to the above is not favorable, please do not proceed. Every action must lead us to eternal prosperity, peace, anandam, the purpose of life. Step 3, change karma into dharma. Very simple. You know, whenever you talk to anybody about Bhagavad Gita, or the people know a little bit about Bhagavad Gita, they will recite this verse, Karmanyavadikaraste. When we had a conference 3 years ago, I went to invite one of the speakers he's a good practitioner of Bhagavad Gita, and he is billionaire. And he has a very big name. So since it was in the Silicon Valley, I had to really select the speaker, so I went to invite him. And he asked me a question. He says, explain me this verse. We are in Silicon Valley, and we should not expect any results. Gita doesn't go very well here. And he was just testing me. And when I explained him, not only he accepted my invitation for being a keynote speaker, he wrote me a check for $10,000 right on the spot to support the Bhagavad Gita. So what does this verse means? This verse, work. It's not just that you don't set the goals. We must set the goals. But what does it really, in real sense, it means? Do anything you do, make it like a puja. Make it like a prasad. Like you make the food in the kitchen, it's like a prasad. When you work like a prasad. Do it like a worship. Work is worship. Anything you do, put your heart into it. Put the sincerity into it. So focus on work, not just on the fruit of work. WIFM. When I first joined MBA, very first day, our professor told me, WIFM. I said, what? You mean, what is for me? I thought it is what is for others. How can I help others? And you are telling me to be selfish here? That was the big transformation for me, what it meant. So what I'm saying that today's, which you heard before, today's education teaches you what is for me, but Bhagavad Gita teaches you differently. Which is a verse which is Karmanyavadikaraste. So work with love and compassion, selfless action, seva. Your work is your puja. And I don't want to give examples because I know I'm running out of time. Wisdom. This is basically the ingredients or the formulas. Work with calm mind. Buddhi yukto jahati hai. Bina buddhi yukto, calm mind, we are scattered everywhere. So we must work with a very calm mind. We must have a faith in ourselves. If we don't have a faith in ourselves and in others, as Gita says, and then work with your own innate qualities, your personality, whatever our gunas, our innate qualities are. If I'm introverted, I should select the work accordingly. If I'm extroverted, I could be selecting accordingly. So whatever my innate qualities are, I should be working accordingly, not be a copycatter. Because we had a very bad example. We put one introverted person in the sales field, and he was a disaster, but he was a very good accountant because his nature was more being an accountant. So we must, otherwise it causes a lot of stress. And then of course, we must have a sarva bhuti terata, global vision, whatever is good for us, not because we put a lot of factories and have a lot of smoke and in the pollution and all that, it is not good for, or for my religion or my community. It must be good for the whole universe. So action plus knowledge. काम करो ज्ञान से, ध्यान से, प्यार से, for everybody, for the benefit of all. That is a simple formula. This is called art of work and it is called karma yoga. And it's simply love all, serve all, help ever, hurt never. ये हमारे सत्य साईं बाबा जी का बहुत famous quote है. And then Gita talks about sense control, do everything right, which I already spoke about it, but I present it in this way because this is the way to understand, because how to control our senses are there, they are there to be, but what we put in it. So basically I call it 5 monkeys. Think good, see good, hear good, speak good, and do good. And then of course, everybody should work hard to achieve success. We heard it from our childhood. Growth and prosperity, but this can be only achieved when our health is good. Atharvaveda. So we must do our practices, spiritual practices for healthy body, healthy mind, and happiness. And so we must do our exercises, yoga, pranayama, meditation, and then do your best and leave the rest. I call it surrender. And very simple to me, if you do the Sandhi Vichit, sir, under. Do your action and put the sir under. Bhagwan ke charanon mein teri marzi hai, jo karna hai kar. Practice and peace. So now we have to have a practice. You know, all this, what we can talk about it. And when you go out of this hall, maybe 5%, 2%, 1 point, 2 point, you will retain it. Because so many speakers are speaking, how many things you can retain. However, there is in every book of mine, what I do, I put a daily spiritual practices. And in the morning, when we get up, what we do. In the afternoon, whatever we do. And simply, when we get up, we have simple practices. We read one. To my favorite one is Om Mantra. Whether I do it 3 times or I do 108 times, whatever I do it, but I connect it with my breath. That is my biggest connection. And then take a 1 point. Remember I asked you to make the list of it? Out of that, work on one thing. For example, I used to have a jealousy, more jealousy. When somebody got it, I didn't get it, I felt bad. Being very honest. So what I did, I took a 1 verse of Bhagavad Gita. Advaita sarva bhutana mitra karun evcha nirmamo nirankara samdukha sukhasana. So that Advaita, and I used to, this is a very old story, when I used to work in the lab and I had a white coat, I used to put it in my pocket. Every time I look at it or something I didn't like it, I would read it until it became my practice. So any point is disturbing you, put it in your pocket, take a Bhagavad Gita's point. The Bhagavad Gita has a solution for everything, and quotations, whatever, or even a single word, just a Advaita, it will help you. So take that and practice it, and in the evening, just pray to God. Thank you, God, for helping me. And then next day, do it again. Then do it again. And finally, let me tell you, I guarantee you, it will disappear from your personality. It's just like a candle is burning and the wax is disappearing and you don't know where wax has gone. Similarly, our dvesha will disappear. And then God's grace will come. And so I just put a spiritual planner, and every book of mine has a spiritual planner on the back for 30 days. So for 30 days, so you just practice it, and then it gives you transformation. So why should I do all this? Because it is a triple benefits. Again, yatra yogeshwara Krishna, yatra partho dhanurdhara. So now, here you get the full satisfaction in life, reach your unlimited potential, attain health, wealth, abundance, and purpose of your life. So purpose of life, whatever profession you are, make that as your passion, and then the profits will come. When you make it as an art of living, then the money will come, the name and fame will come. So you will get the worldly possessions as well as your inner peace, abundance. So I'm just going to read you at the end, just a one point, if you can all read it here also. And so just for today, I take full responsibility of my action. I have faith in myself and Almighty. I give more and expect less. I let go of all of my worries. Just for today, I respect myself and others. I love myself and others. I think positive. I speak the truth. Just for today, I thank others. I enjoy myself and smile. I meditate and pray. I relax. Just for today, I'm happy. I am peaceful. I am abundant and prosperous. And now for 3 minutes, I just want to just close our eyes and just experience the prosperity. I would like to sit down if it is possible. If I have one chair here, then just sit straight and let's recite Om one time together. Take a deep breath. Focus on your nostrils. Follow your breath all the way to your lungs. From lungs to your heart. And with every breath, smile. Smile in, smile out. Smile in, smile out. Smile in, smile out. Just feel feel the relaxation and smile in your body, because with a smile, your body will automatically feel relaxed. Now feel that every single cell of your body is smiling. Every DNA in the body, every nucleotide in the body is smiling and relaxed. And feel the relaxation throughout your body. Give all the weight down to the Mother Earth on the chair you are sitting, and just feel relaxed. And now you can say it loudly, or you can just follow me, but just say, I am prosperous, I am happy, I am abundant, I am healthy, I am wealthy, I smile, I smile, I smile, and my entire body is filled with prosperity. Now feel, put your hand on your heart and feel your heart is filled with love, compassion, and abundant. And give that now, spread that love, peace, abundance to the entire room, and send to your family members, to the community, to the whole Houston area, and to the entire United States. And now it is expanding to the neighboring countries, Canada, Europe, Far East countries, India, Pakistan, China, Sri Lanka, Africa. Feel that whole universe is filled with prosperity, happiness, peace, anandam. Om Shanti 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 Asato Mam Satgamaya Tamso Mam Jyotirgamaya Mrityur Mam Amritam Gamaya. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Peace for my body, peace for my mind, and peace for the universe. Thank you very much, and namaste to all of you.